And, all right. Okay. Want to make some of these a little bit faster. So SS-31 and MOTSc. SS-31, think of it like cleaning your engine. Cleaning the valves so that the air comes in better, cleaning the pistons and everything so that we get more horsepower, we get more function, just getting the crap out that accumulates over time from just wear and tear and stuff like that. So SS-31 kind of repairs your mitochondria so they can produce more ATP so that it can function at a higher level. So this is done from, the damage comes from reactive oxidative stress, processed foods, psychological stress, all the different chemicals in our food, water, and air, and just lack of nutrients over time. So we have lots of those things as they kind of fall apart and decay and that type of thing. This is a big thing in pretty much everybody, especially as we age. So 35, 40, 45-year-olds, we're all going to have this type of damage, and so it needs to be repaired. MOTSc, think of MOTSc as kind of a fuel intake function. So one of the big things it does is it hits what's called cyclic AMPK. And what ends up happening is that's a way that your body can kind of bypass the insulin function and suck sugar specifically directly into the muscle tissue so it can get in for glycolytic ATP production, which is where we break down sugar to make ATP, which is the energy the body actually runs on. Again, this is why I tell you about calories don't matter. Don't look at calories. Look at macro function, hormonal function. MOTSc is fantastic. I actually take this every day. Well, not every day, but it's a big piece of my stack. It's a fantastic nutrient, peptide, and it helps really kind of maximize the system's production of ATP. Even for people who are not, this is a big one, even for people who are not running a sugar-based diet. So I don't consume sugar. I consume a little bit of fiber, but that's, again, that doesn't factor in. So the sugar that my body produces is through gluconeogenesis to the liver. It's still important for my body to have functional access to that for a variety of different reasons. So MOTSc is a fantastic way your body helps to produce energy. So kind of think of it this way. The SS-31 repairs the engine. The MOTSc is a really good gas to produce the power we need to function. So that's kind of how those two work. Now, here's the thing. Because your engine is kind of dirty and damaged and everything, what people find the best is they start with SS-31 for a week, 2 weeks, something like that, to kind of repair the system so that when you put this new good gas in, that the engine can handle it, the factory can handle it and produce at a much higher level. There are people who don't necessarily need to start with SS-31, people who've had, who've been eating really clean, who've been exercising, who have low stress, things like that. If you're like, I don't know if I'm that person, you're not. So I would just start with SS-31, and then later you can start adding in the MOTSc. And it's a great, great, great way to kind of reset everything. And one of the big things people need to understand is that a lot of the problems that you have with your energy, with your hormones, with everything, is because you don't have enough ATP. If we can create more ATP, lots and lots and lots of things get better in the body because ATP is the thing our body runs on. Everything in you runs off ATP. Again, this is why the calories don't matter. ATP matters is a bigger statement. But that's kind of where everything is. So if you're like, hey, I've got to work on my energy, and you're thinking about MOTSc, I would recommend that you look at SS-31 first for even 10 days, 2 weeks, then carry forward. I do SS-31 and I do MOTSc pretty much every day. It's just right now for me, it's just kind of maintenance, but it is a fantastic mix. If you guys have any questions or anything, hit us up and we'll get back to you. Have a nice day.